Anyway, it's my first time. I've never given a testimony anywhere before. That's why I'm kind of nervous. But my testimony today, since I ever first came to realize how Christ in general, it's not being a Christian, but Christ in my life. Just as the word says, Christ lives in me. It has been a great journey spiritually, in actual sense, for me. I just realized this. I've been a Christian all of my life, but knowing Christ, it's like, for me, just 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago to realize that when someone says Christ lives in me, what does it mean? That's the true meaning, to realize the meaning of this word is 2 years ago. But I've been a Christian all of my life since I was born. So I thank God for this grateful moment, and I also came to realize the difference between love and respect once I came to know Christ, live the message, when Jesus came to this world, what it meant. You can have people that respect you, but you can have people that love you. When I came here, actually not only here, but my journey in my spiritual life since I started knowing Christ for real, but when the people, every person that I've met, once I counted, it was, for me, I call it love, it's not respect. Respect is just someone he's there, I can show you respect, but doesn't mean they love you. But what I've experienced is more than anything. And especially I can say this when I came to Korea the first time, because I never knew what I was going to expect here. I was new, everything was new, but luckily enough, the first person, the people I met here when I came to Sankyong one day was Mr. Moses. He came and introduced me he just came one day and said, we have this place where we can go and worship. I was not sure what I was going to get, but what I received was more than what I could have imagined. I can see what that word means when I look at everybody here. Some of the people here, I've met them here while we are like my pharaohs, but what I see in them is not respect, but the love in Christ. And in my life, that is what I want to achieve mostly. I cannot fully say that Christ lives in me, because I know the meaning of that word is more than what is written. I cannot explain it in words, but one day I want to say that Christ lives in me. When I look at anybody, I can say that I see Christ in you. And this is a continued journey, and it's a testimony. I'm still continuing. I'm not a perfect human being, but I try, and every day I pray for God's strength in realizing this word. What does it mean in my life? And this is shortly what I wanted to give as a testimony, but I thank each and everybody here that I've met. My life would have been different without this encounter, without this church here. And I thank God, because I never expected this, but what I received is more than what I prayed for, what I've imagined, and maybe there is also a huge surprise ahead coming in my life. And once again, when I leave Korea, I'd say, Christ lives in me. Thank you.